This is a real privilege for me. This is one of my favorite three guys I get to hang out with. For you guys that don't know them, these are the owners of the Broadway Diner, my favorite place to eat, as well as this beautiful place right here you can see in the background, the Riverdale. But before we get going, I got to tell you a story how I literally met these guys. When I first took this job 11 years ago, I was trying to find a place to eat. The very first place I went to was their diner, Broadway Diner, and I walk in, and I'm like, oh, this is good. I had like oatmeal, something simple. I do it the next day. And then I do lunch. And then I do it lunch, breakfast, lunch, and dinner because I'm here alone. My family hasn't moved into town for the first 2 months. Their father, Steve, comes to me and goes, hey, our food's really good, but not that good. Why are you coming here every day? Who are you? I go, I'm the new guy at Visions. He goes, oh, you're Mr. Visions now. And he immediately introduced me to his sons, became very close to the family as well. But I wanted to take an opportunity to highlight some of my favorite people because not only what they've done with their business, which is America's success story, how they work generationally and as brothers, I think is amazing. Maybe talk about how you guys defined your roles. So with that said, we're fortunate. We have Leon, John, and Jimmy. Definitely some of my close friends, like my extended brothers here in the community who have adopted me. So
we were actually all born in New York City.
Yeah.
My dad had a diner there in the Bronx. Actually, our house was in Riverdale section of the Bronx. That's where he came up with the name of Riverdale. Moved up here, I don't know, mid-'70s. And then we opened up a cafe, Zorba's Cafe in the Endwell next to the fire station. While we were there, this is like a story how just things grow. The owner of, it was back then, it was a Boulevard Diner called, came into our place and said, hey guys, I just shut down the diner around the block. Do you guys want to buy it? And we bought the Broadway Diner and we named it Broadway back in '99. And we came here in '17.
So what is your recollection of this, John? The same story.
Yeah, I want to ask you a question though.
Okay.
When you first got here, you started coming to the diner.
Yep.
Is that because you didn't know the roads and that was safe? Or did you really like the food?
I really loved the food. It was the only diner I went to, and I'm just saying, like it was golden for me. It had everything in the menu.
Good. I got my role just by being the nervous one, you know what I mean? I always got to be on my feet, so I always had it like front of the house, and you know what I mean? I enjoy talking to people, and then, you know, with servers up front of the house, and customers and all that stuff, so that's how I gelled into my role.
When we started, we were all cooking.
Okay.
We were all on the
That
line.
Zorbas were all
You know, we were
cooking,
all cooking on the line. 20 years later, we are now running the business, you know, working with Visions. I mean, I think the loan was, when we did the additional, it was Visions helped us out. And continuing with, you know, knocking down apartment houses behind her to make our parking lot bigger.
I think people forget you had real estate there, and you made a decision because it was so successful.
3 houses we had.
You tore down the houses to make the parking lot. Yeah,
Right.
And that was probably the best move we made.
That's when our business really grew.
Yeah. How did this part? This is a different vision. This is a beautiful, beautiful place. But can talk to us about what it was before, and then the vision of how you came up with this. And then how you got here.
We always wanted to get into the catering, so we had the, you know, we
We
always
were
wanted to
for
buy.
a while.
If we buy this place, I don't think we need another pizzeria in this area.
Yeah,
There's so many.
Yeah.
And we don't want to run a bar.
Yeah.
So we're going to do it strictly, you know, catering hall, where it's private events only.
And it's not, you know, you could cook for your family, like 5, but it's hard to cook for 200.
That's what
a
people
different story,
understand.
right?
But even the decorations, like, you know, we really skipped probably the biggest distinguisher of your Greek heritage and just what that means to you. Maybe talk about the design. Who came up with it? How did you come up with the idea?
Well, that was another.
The arches were there.
Hours in late nights.
The arches were there?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But they were
they were brick. It was all brick.
and then mirrored and kind of older, you know, 70s, 80s style. Yeah. But we
Ceiling
definitely want
fans
to keep
coming
that.
down and
But then you did the lights, obviously.
Yeah,
We did that. Yeah, redid the lights and the chandeliers, and we wanted to keep the arches for 2 reasons. Obviously, you know, there's Greek, the Mediterranean style, a little Italian, but there's some arch in Riverdale too. You see a tower, some arches in Riverdale as well.
Yeah, you guys are very generous, and you probably keep this quiet, but I'm going to brag on you a little bit here. I'm always proud of all the stuff you guys do in the community. The coat drives that you reach out and do, and then most importantly, Greek Fest is like, you know, we have the different diners and specials. Maybe you could talk a little bit about that, what you've done
so
at the
Greek
church.
Fest, we're getting ready for Greek Fest now, so it's at the end of the month.
For
the
May
church.
30th.
Whenever I sneak out there, your mom always like fills my bag with those
honey
those-
puffs.
oh my
Yeah,
God.
come on, I like anybody, whatever you do, I mean, you got to give back. So, no matter if it's money or if it's your time, if it's something.
And Jimmy, I remember when you reached out to me about the coat drive. That was something real simple. You're like, some of these kids don't have coats, so you maybe could talk a little bit about
So
the
we
coat
have,
drive when we
so
do
we're
it.
part of a Greek
International group.
international group, a HEPA.
Yeah.
we as a group collective came up with a coat drive. So we do it.
We knew some teachers that
Yeah.
were like, kids don't have jackets. They come to
Yeah,
school without
yeah.
jackets.
That's how you
What?
told me.
So Vision's partnered up with us.
Yeah.
You know, every year it goes up. It's
280,
300, 350, you know, so
Yeah.
about 20, 30 coats every school.
And then now, you know, your next frontier, you know, you're looking at a little bit of real estate and other things. I mean, you're always evolving and growing
Yeah.
to think about what's next in the future. So I'm super excited for
And that goes back to you
Yeah.
being partners with us.
Thank you.
To be able to expand
Yeah.
and look forward to buy properties elsewhere or even here
Yeah.
locally.
When we need a loan to do another adventure or
Yeah.
something, our first question is not, what's the interest rates?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, can you do this for us?
Yeah.
You know, and you guys always come through, so.
You've always been thoughtful about where you're going to go, which makes it easier. But yeah, you guys always do think of us first. Even some personal banking, you know, there's nothing funnier than getting a call or a text
Yeah.
from Jimmy about a check that he's trying to do something with. I'm like, I don't work in the branch. But I go, you know the branch manager as well as I do. But thanks for making time for us. Everyone, if you haven't get the chance, make sure you hit up Broadway Diner. Make sure you say hello to my guys. And then on top of that, and if you're from out, because our community, it's hard to believe we're in New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and our members are all over all the
Right.
states and
Sure.
numerous
Right.
countries now. When they come back home and they come back here, hopefully they always make it there. Thanks for making time for us, guys. I appreciate
You're
you
welcome.
all.
We appreciate
Thanks
you
a
too.
lot.
Thanks, Ty. Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Thank you.
man.
Yeah.
All right.